Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Red. We're going to go over a couple of things this week. Just wanted to give you the update for Red's reviews. Um, so I got an email from my provider that was about a 10% live dealer promo thing. Um, and I guess the marketing on it is okay. They send this out to me, and I'm like, okay. I do have it activated on a couple of guys, and it makes sense to me, to have it for any casino players if they are casino players. Not everyone is. But they give you a 10% on the losses. It's normally 15 for me because I am on the premium quote unquote package that they offer there, which does include the live wagering. It does include a lowered percentage and yada yada, right? So having the 10% saves me 5% on anything that I have to pay out at the end of the week. It is just a weekly settle figure, whatever, across your whole sheet. So if one guy wins, another guy loses, doesn't end up costing me anything. But if they both lose and I end up getting money out of them, I end up paying a 10% fee for the remainder of this promo. I think the end of it was like December 3rd or something like that. So I jumped on that. But anyway, moving on. We're going to be going and talking about the NFL real quick. We're going to talk about the Baltimore Ravens, who are just performing the way that you wouldn't expect somebody like this. You would expect that from the Rams, or you'd expect it from somebody like the Patriots or whoever it may be. Speaking of Patriots, they lost this week finally, which is great for the entire league. It makes everyone feel better about themselves because they don't have to chase the New England Patriots the rest of the freaking season, as far as the 7-8 knows. So what else is amazing? What else is amazing is that the 49ers are still undefeated. They're doing amazing, which is a very impressive thing. Um, so yeah, I mean the NFL is shaping up to be a little bit more balanced this year than I had actually thought a previous week, just because of that one single loss from the Patriots. I was really hoping that somebody would be able to step up and shake up the basket here. So that's good. Let's move on. Let's talk about the college basketball. It is this week. The NBA has been really good to me overall. Just because I protect myself, I do not allow people to play certain things in the NBA. None of these teasers, even if I do offer a teaser, it's got to be asked for. I'm not just throwing it out there to have some dude just come in and beat me for a lot of money. The parlays on there, like I mentioned before, 3 teams. I did have one guy that I wanted to up his to 4 teams, which is fine. He's not the sharpest tool, so I'm gonna let him do it. I'm also going to keep him relatively low. And I also did set the max payouts on these things, depending upon if he's going to try and play a bunch of dogs. The max payout on my parlays is $2,500. That's as much as I will pay out, even if the parlay wins and it's on the 4 team for this guy. He's going to get $2,500. That's his max win. So let's move on. Let's talk about the live wagering in the NBA that I had mentioned before. This time around, they did update the provider. I did mention that they updated the provider this last week. I did get some limiting back that I didn't have. I can limit markets now. So I shut down tennis. I don't offer tennis. Tennis is just a bunch of money lines and crazy props that I don't understand, and I will never be able to watch tennis. It's just not happening. So as far as a book goes, I'm not doing it. So I told them to shut that off, and they did. So my players can't even see it. It's not something that is visible on their site. When they log in, they're not asking questions like, hey, why can't I not play this? Why can't I not do this? So we're moving on to the next part of this. I did up the limits like I had mentioned before that I was going to do some stuff for I'm 100 a wager on the live wagering now, and I'm 500 max per event, which means that they can wager $100 5 different times if they wanted to on a specific event, and that was one of the other limits that was given back to us. We didn't have that on the previous platform. That was an intermittent thing, which makes a big difference for actual controls and making it so it's useful for me to be able to protect my role. The other thing too, the live video feeds have been a major hit for my players. All of them, in order to be able to view the stuff, they have to at least place a wager. That just has to do with accountability issues. If you're not on the premium package like I am or whatever, and your live wagering isn't included, you might get players that just log in and watch TV, because it is basically every sporting event that they offer live might be available, especially the major ones. So if they place one single wager, and if you have your minimums or whatever set to 20, 25, um, that'll end up at least giving you the risk and getting your head count fees back if the guy loses. So that's a huge plus. It's a huge plus that that's a factor too, where they have to place a wager in order to watch. Um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to a big week this weekend because the college basketball is here, because the NBA is on, because the NFL is on. The college football is looking amazing. I haven't really talked about it too much, but I'll cover it next week when I get a little bit more in depth on what I want to with the college football, just because it is one of my other favorite sports besides the NBA to watch. I like it when people play for the heart and not the money. I hope they never change that and they don't pay college players, even though they make a ton of money off these guys. But it makes it so that when you're going to get signed and you're doing those things, you're playing because that's what you want to do with your life, not because you're just going to get paid this paycheck. It's like doctors. There's no doctors that want to help people anymore. They want it for the money. It's unfortunate, but that's the world we live in. Anyway, enough about that. I hope you guys have a great week. I hope the numbers are in your favor, and really let's keep it on, keep it on. If you have any likes, subscribes, or follows in there, greatly appreciated. And we'll speak next week.